I had this funky idea to go to my old YouTube channel and look up my old drawing tutorial. In 2017, I think, I made these how to draw videos, which I only ended up making 3. So we're gonna take a look at one of them, actually 2 of them, the how to draw a cat. And I'm going to use my newfound skills and abilities to follow my old wisdom on how to draw a cat. So step 1 is draw a circle with like that line through the face and through the half of the face, and then 2 triangles, and then draw like the neck, and then you draw the front leg or the back leg, and then you start drawing the line for the back leg. The little tail. Step 5 is to draw like a cleanup sketch of the first basic sketch you did now. I like to do this sketch on a different layer so that you don't get them confused, and you can always close the other layer that you were working on before. So what we do for the next step, well, I always make a new layer, but we draw the other leg for this next part. And I always try to like mimic the other leg that we already drew. For step 7, this is the step where we draw the face, and everyone loves the face. So then we draw the eyes. It's kind of like a circle but with a line cut through it to make it look happy and cute. And then you draw the little tufts of fur. There's certain ways to do the fur. You can do it pointy and scratchy, or you can do it soft and floofy. Well, and then you draw the ears, and this one took me a long time to figure out how to draw the ear, and I was like, no, this isn't right. But like, if you do get stuck like that, just remember it's just a sketch and you can always fix it later. The little like whisker things, I always draw them off the side of the face so it doesn't distract the rest of the face, the cuteness, because sometimes that can look not very cute. Step 9 is just continue on drawing that second sketch of your cat. And tufts are really important. Wherever you can put them, it makes it look so much better. Step 10 is just draw the tail. I drew that tail, but you can draw any tail. Tails can vary. Step 11 is the line art, and this step doesn't exactly apply to those who have used pencil and paper for this whole video, and that's completely okay. You can use pens for this, but basically you just have to trace your previous art, and then once you finish tracing that in the best possible way you can, you just erase or you delete the bottom layer. Here, again, I just could not draw the other ear, so I just decided, oh, I'm gonna copy and paste. So I selected that other ear, and then I pasted and it made a new layer, and I rotated it horizontally, and then I used the transform tool and made it on the other side. And then I just continued on doing the line art of my cat. After you completely finish, you can delete the other layers that were underneath it, or you can just hide them by clicking off the circle. I hope you enjoyed learning how to draw a cat with me, and I enjoyed teaching you. First, you have to fill in all your base coloring. So, you see the little white dots around the edges? You don't want that. Instead, go to expand and choose the number of expand by you want. And I usually do 2, and that is so you can get rid of those pixels. So pick out the colors and move the little thing down so like you have a little darker version of the original color, and then shade for the shading for that part, if that made any sense. I draw like a little sun or the source of light, like where the source of light would be coming from, and that's how I know where to put the highlights and the shadows. It helps a lot, especially since sometimes I forget where the light is coming from. Then you go to blending in the layer and hit overlay, and it does all the shading for you. Sometimes I like to do the little cell shading, and it makes it more poppy and colory. But usually don't do that if you don't want like poppy and color. And then you do the same for highlights, but instead of black, you use white. And I usually do the soft brush, that one I told you about before. And then sometimes it's a little too bright, like you saw there, and I just like lower the opacity a little bit. And then the last thing is the final touch that I always add, which is the highlights, the shiny highlights. I like making everything look really shiny. Usually for hair and fur, that's what's the most shiniest. And I just like to do that. You can do that still, but you don't have to do it as much as I do. I like the second one better than the first one. Looking back, I realized I hadn't finished coloring or adding all the base coloring in, so go ahead and do that if you haven't already. You can add some final little touches like I did, but there you go, you have your cat. But wait, what if you want to make it more unique? Well, I have a little trick. What you have to do, well, first, go to the original base color layer. Make a layer over it and go to clipping in the settings. Then you choose a color and you can just draw on the cat and it won't show up outside lines or anything. So just go ahead and try that and just decorate your cat however you'd like. As you see here, I'm doing that to mine. Well, there you have it. Those are all the tricks I know on Fire Alpaca. I hope you enjoyed. Bye everyone, have fun drawing!
Hey guys, it's me from the future, aka 2023, when the previous video was from 2017. And I just wanted to give you guys my little review of my own tutorial from 6 years ago, which is pretty crazy. I think the way I'm talking in the video is pretty cringe. I hate it so much, but it was really fun to try to take myself almost back in time to my past process. And honestly, it's pretty much the same, especially for the first half with the line art and the sketching. I've definitely just improved with my understanding of anatomy and stuff. But other than that, that part honestly was pretty good. I think the coloring tutorial was definitely a lot weaker because I was going all over the place. I should have stuck to one shading/rendering tutorial because I went 2 different directions and that just confused me a little bit. And then the way I used to use overlay to shade was pretty wild. I don't do that anymore, that's for sure, and you could probably see that in the video if you paid attention, but I did chop it up a bunch to try to, shorten the video because originally it was 35 minutes long. It was a good video. I had a fun time redrawing this little cat here, and yeah, I'm really happy with how I've improved over the years. I hope you guys enjoyed if you did watch, and hopefully I can do this again 6 more years in the future with even better drawing ability. Let's go! Bye guys!